Ready to learn?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Brian. Nice to see you. Do you have pen and paper ready? Yes. Okay, we're gonna finish off with our 4 week sales training. Did everybody attend week 1 to week 3? Raise your hands. Some of you, this is your first time? First time? Second time? Okay, all good. Welcome, welcome. Today we're gonna go into week 4, which is the art of zero resistance selling. And I can see people online as well. Okay. And before we get in, I just want to share that if you miss any of the trainings, you can actually catch the replays on YouTube. So when you register for this event, it's actually part of the email. Okay. So after today's event, today's replay will also be uploaded there. What's up, Jack? Yeah, good to see you. Okay. So this has an introduction that I think I did a month ago. And then every week, there's also a training. Okay. All right. So before we get into today's training, I want to just do a real quick recap from week 1. So week 1, we talk about sales paradigm. Okay. Do you guys remember? I know it's been a while, it's 3 weeks ago, but do you guys remember the success formula? As a percentage of what?
Mindset.
Thank you.
5% mindset. 5%. 95.5.
Thank you, Clarence. You've been here every week, so you know, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
good. Good thing you're listening. All right, so success, there's a formula to success, and it's 95% mindset and 5% skill sets. Yeah. So we've been spending the past 3 weeks to talking about mindset. Today we're going to focus on what you guys really enjoy, which is skill sets. Okay, how to close. Yeah. Okay. So we also set your 30-day goal of your income and your production goal. Okay. So if you didn't get a chance to do it, make sure you set a goal for the end of 30 days from today. So maybe beginning of September. Okay. But when we started this training was in July. So we set a goal for 30 days. So till the end of this month. Okay. And then we talk about the 5-step paradigm shift method. You guys recall what this was? If you have a not so empowering thought, how do you help yourself to switch? If you think the market is low, okay, Henry, how do you switch? Do you guys remember?
Notice the thought.
Yes, Brian, notice the thoughts.
Does this help me move forward towards my goal?
You asked yourself the question, does this thought help me towards my goal? Yes or
No.
no? What happens if yes?
Accept.
You accept it. You accept the idea. And what happens if it's no?
Reject.
Rejected. Thank you, Brian. Is he the only one taking notes? It seems like it.
Brian. Go Brian. Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Did you guys get that? Yeah, 5 steps. Very simple. Okay, but it's not always easy to do. So if you start to catch yourself thinking about, hey, the market is slow, no one is buying, no one is selling, this is exactly how you can help you start to shift. Yes? Good? Okay, thank you. All right, so you can use this method when it comes to selling the market or building a business, successful business, real estate business, especially for those of you that think, you need to have experiences, you're new, you need to have prospects or clients like that. You can use that for anything, okay? So the key takeaway from first week is that top producers think differently, right? That's what it comes down to mindset. It's not that they do something differently. They may, but it's mostly how they think. Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so week 2, we're going to go through this really quickly. Week 2, we talk about the top producer identity. What does that look like? Because this is the 4-week top producer blueprint, right? So we started off with having to be the person. Then you do the activity so you can have the results, right? So what do we get you to do? We got you to start building your top producer identity by you pick 5 of the top producers that maybe in your industry. It doesn't have to be. It'd be easier if it is, or pick 5 top producers in the industry. Okay. And then what do you need to do? So it's not for you to copy them or be like them. No, what we want you to do is start to integrating some of their characteristics, right? Building into your new top producing identity. Did you guys get a chance to do that? No? No, not yet. You guys didn't do the assignment. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys get to do this after this training. Okay, so go back and review it and actually do the process. Okay. And then after you are clear, right? So after you're clear on what characteristic that you want to build into your new self identity, what's the next step? The next step is to act as if, right? So for example, if the top producer, the characteristics is enthusiastic, okay, you can start acting very enthusiastically. Can you? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, you can. Okay. So, but what happens after you start acting as if? What's the first thing that might come up?
Monsters.
Thank you, Brian. He's like the only good student that's taking notes. Look at it. Awesome.
I'm a brown nose.
Good, good. So the thing that will come up, if it hasn't come up already for you guys, is imposter syndrome. Okay. Imposter syndrome is not because you're not good enough, but it's because you're going into a different territory that it's unfamiliar. Okay. So a technique on how you can overcome that is what we call a mental rehearsal. So you can use actually literally mental rehearse the conversations that you have with the clients in the buyer's consultation or listing presentation. Okay. And actually today I'm going to take you guys through a live mental rehearsal exercise at the end. Okay. For you to practice at home. Third is we talk about how to upgrade your self-image. Okay. So everything we're doing on week 2 is to really get you to become the top producer identity. Okay. So one of the things how you can upgrade your self-image is, besides Brian, he knows, is what? What's the fastest way on how you can upgrade your self-image?
Get a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas, that's what you did. Yeah. Get a haircut. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Something external. So one of the fastest way is to buy something material. Okay. And again, it's not to show off, but it actually helps you to shift your frequency. Okay. Make sense? Yes. Thank you. Okay. So the takeaway from week 2 is that top producers, they show up differently. Yes. The way they dress, the way they talk, the car they drive, everything is different. Okay. So you can start to embody that top producer identity now. Yes. Thank you, Brian.
Brian, right.
I know. I can see both Brian. All right. Week 3. Week 3 is magnetic client attraction. So which was last week. Last week we talked about how do you attract prospects and turn them into clients, right? So what does attraction mean? Attraction doesn't mean what?
Chase.
Thank you. It doesn't mean chasing, right? I know some of you are still chasing prospects. No, attraction means what?
Pulling them in.
You attract them into you. Absolutely. Okay. So how do you do that? First thing is you gotta have clarity. Okay. Because if you don't have clarity, if you want to work with everybody, same thing with your marketing, you end up working with nobody. Okay. So that's why we spend a lot of time getting you to define who your ideal client's avatar. Okay. So you want to also talk about the business that you want to create, right? So some of you is still maybe doing this part-time. Okay. So you really want to make a decision on if you want to do this full-time, right? So the type of business that you want to create, also the type of client that you want to work with, right? And then we get you to also think about your ideal client's psychology. And there are 5 things, 5 pillars. You want to write this down if this is your first time. First thing is you got to start to understand their challenges, right? Sometimes they have challenges, but they're not telling you. Okay. But if you're able to understand what they're going through, then you're able to create content that speaks to them. Okay. So the first pillar is challenge. The second one is their concerns. So what is the difference between challenges and concerns? Challenges are something external. So like I said, the market, right? So the rates, you guys love the interest rate, something external. Concerns is something internal. Okay. So you may have something going on that they may not qualify for financing, for example, something internal. The third is they might have some misconceptions or beliefs, right? Again, about the market, like you guys, yeah? That they may want to hold, they may want to wait to buy or to sell, okay? That might stop them from making that forward to making that decision. The fourth one is fears. What are they secretly afraid of that they may not be able to communicate with you, right? So again, really get into how your ideal clients think so you can actually create content that speaks to them. Okay. The last one is what their desired outcomes. What do they want? Why are they buying a home? Okay. And this part we're actually going to get into today. We're going to build this into your presentation. Okay. All right. So, and then we also talk about the magnetic content framework. So using the insights that you got from previously and turn them into marketing pieces that you could use to attract clients. Yes? Remember? Yes. Okay. And then here we also talk about only choosing 1 to 2 marketing strategies. Okay. Don't overwhelm yourself with everything. Just pick 1 or 2 where your ideal clients hang out. Okay. Again, we covered a lot last week. So if you miss it, go back and watch the replay. Okay. So the third week, the summary is that the key takeaway, top producers, they attract differently. They don't chase, right? Clients come to them. Who would like that? Raise your hands. No chasing, attracting. Thank you. Okay. So I went through a lot of the questions for you guys to get clear on who your ideal clients are. And because of that, afterwards, I created a 20-page workbook for you to help you get clear. Who actually got a copy of the workbook? Brian's the only one. You see? You guys all missed out on the workbook. Why? Who would like the workbook? It's free. Thank you. You guys want to know how to get it? Yes? Thank you.
Brian.
Ask Brian. Ask Brian. No, please don't ask Brian, okay? In the email that you register for the event, there's a link on the bottom. Click into it. It's free. Okay, so it's a 20-page workbook that you can actually go through. And actually in there, I also give you the ChatGPT prompt that help you to go put it into ChatGPT and then tell it to help you to organize your ideal clients, how they think, how they think, how they act, how they make decisions. Okay, so it's valuable, but you just got to take advantage. All right, good. Yes, everybody's gonna go download that. Okay. On top of that, Brian, because he's an action taker, he also got another bonus, which is the book on Selling You by Napoleon Hill, which I talked about last week. Right? So he's the only one. Okay. All right. So let's get into today's topic, which is the art of zero resistance selling. Okay. So what do you do after you attracted the prospects? Next, you gotta turn them into clients, right? So this process is called the process of selling. Okay. Before we get into it, though, I want to talk about time management. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys, realtors, always tell me, hey, Amy, like I have a lot of things to do, right? I need to what? I need to prospect. What do you guys need to do? Prospect. I need to follow up. I need to create content, right? I need to dance like a monkey. No. I need to do buyer consultation. I need to do listing presentation. I need to show homes. I need to negotiate. I need to do emails, scheduling, so on and so forth. Did I miss anything? What else? Can you guys relate? Yes? No? You guys don't do this? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. I feel like I can see you guys. So yes. Okay. So this is just a list of things that you guys realtors do on a daily basis. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, it's a lot. Okay, that's why you guys say, oh, I don't have time. But let me ask you guys this question. Time management is actually not the truth because time cannot be managed, right? And top producers, they have the same 24 hours. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the difference? And it's not mindset. What is the difference between top producers and people, average agents that's doing the same thing? Consistency. Look at the list. Look at the list. Do you think top producers do all of the things on there?
They delegate.
Thank you. They delegate. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. But before that, I want you to ask yourself, okay, this is a check-in. In the last 7 days, okay, so updating MLS, coordinating inspection, what else? Meeting photographers, installing signs, transaction coordinator. You see, like the list goes on. Okay. The question I want you to ask yourself, in the last 7 days, Where did you spend most of your time on? Look at the list. And I want you to circle them. In the last 7 days, since the last workshop, where did you spend majority of your time on? And circle them. Everybody's like staring at the screen. What do you guys think? What do you just spend your most time on? Shout them out.
Email.
Thank you. So there's prospecting, so there's emailing, there's scheduling. What else?
Visualizing.
I know that's not on there, right? Yeah, that's important. What else did you guys do on here? Nobody went on any listing appointment? Nobody went on any buyer's presentation? Nobody? Oh, Michael, there we go.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do in the last 7 days?
Chills.
Chilling out. Said that. Said Jack.
Chilling.
Chilling.
Lunch. Sorry.
Well, if you say chilling, then are you growing your business? Then no. So nobody? What are you guys still looking at the list? What's going on?
A lot of open houses.
Okay, a lot of open houses. Okay,
Conversations. Well,
okay, beautiful. So this is just to get you to check in and see where did you spend your time the most on the last 7 days. Because why? Top producers, they don't do everything on the list, yes? Even though everything needs to get done, right? If you look at everything, you're like, yeah, Amy, but everything is important, yes? Okay, so this is what top producers do, okay? They actually break down all the things about the business into 2 categories. First category is called the business building. Why are you guys taking notes? You guys taking notes? Yes? Okay. So then you will categorize them into 2 separate categories. The left one is the business building categories. Okay. The right one is called the business maintenance. And you can see it's the business maintenance activities. Okay. They both need to get done, but they don't have to get done by you. Okay. So I'm going to list the one on the left first. Okay. So the business building activities are the ones that actually generate revenue. Okay. The business maintenance one are the activities that help you to maintain the business, right? To get things done. So the left side one include things like lead gen, and I include a couple, right? So open houses, content creation, networking, doing workshops like these. These are all lead gen activities that you can do. What else what else is important to generate your business, to grow your business? Lead follow-up, right? That is important to follow up on leads. The third, buyer consultation, right? Some of you said buyer consultation, as well as listing presentation with the sellers. What else? Showing homes. Yeah, that's important, right? That's also building a relationship with the buyers. Yeah. That you can also get a buyer's agent to do that too. Okay, but I would consider that as business building activity. Okay. Next is offer negotiation. This is important too, right? After you're in escrow or after you submit an offer, you need to negotiate offers, right? On your client's behalf. That's important too. Okay. So all these things on the left side. Okay. Do you have that down? Yes? Okay. So what's on the right? Well, everything else. Okay. So emails and scheduling on the right. CRM, MLS updates. Okay. Updating the status. Sign installation. Okay, please, do you think that do you see top producers actually go out and install signs themselves? Hell no. They would not be doing that, right? Because their time is so much more valuable. Focus on income generating activities on the left side. Okay, what else? On the right, staging and photography coordination. Yeah. What else is there? Inspection and appraisal. Okay, So this one, it is also important. Okay, but you could also delegate someone to do it for you. Yeah, to show up at inspection. Okay. Marketing materials preparation, for example, flyers. If you need to print out flyers, work with mortgage lenders, right? They'll help you to prepare the flyers. Transaction coordinating. Do you guys all have a TC? Everybody should have a TC, yes? Okay, because that will save you a lot of time, right? So you don't want to do that yourself, right? So all these things, like I said, on the right-hand side, they need to be done, yes, but they don't need to be done by you, okay? So if you are new in the business or if you are starting out, okay, you will find that majority of your time is going to be on the right-hand side. Let's say 70% is going to be on the right-hand side, okay? And maybe only 30% is going to be on the left-hand side, okay? But as you are growing and becoming a top producer, it's going to shift. It's going to be majority on the left-hand side. Majority is maybe going to be 90%, and only 10% is going to be on the right. Can you guys see that? Okay, so it's a progression. Okay, so I'm not saying, hey, you have to drop everything. No, but it's a progression. That's where you're heading towards. And on the right side, where it's business maintenance, there's 3 things you can do. So someone say delegate earlier. As you grow, there are 3 things. First thing is systematize. You got to create a system. Okay, I was talking to Jimmy Lamb earlier, talking about a CRM. Does everybody have CRM? Raise your hand. Yeah, CRM. Everybody, if you who doesn't know what a CRM is? Okay, CRM is a client relationship management. So basically it's a database where you can put your clients in there and do follow-ups, right? So instead of putting on a paper or putting on an Excel sheet, right? So if you don't have one, I'm sure, I don't know, does EXP provide a free one? Okay, awesome. Okay, so ask them. Okay, that's important. So having a system is key. Second thing is you want to delegate, right? So delegate to a buyer's agent, delegate to a team member, delegate to a mentee, right? So you can delegate to someone or you can pay someone to do it. Yes? Okay, so do not do it yourself, please. Do not go editing your videos yourself. Okay? Yes? All right. Third thing is after you do once you create the system, once you delegate, then you make everything automation, right? That's what AI does for you. Yes? Okay, imagine how much time you can save by doing that so you can focus on what? The most important activities, which is on the
Business building.
business building. Thank you. Is Brian the only one that's responding? Everyone else is falling asleep. They're taking notes. He's taking notes too. All right. So on the left hand side. So if you look at the left side, okay, let me ask you the question. Which activities are the most important ones that when it comes to revenue generating?
Listing presentation.
Lead
Consultations.
Legion. Interesting. There's Legion, there's buyer's consult, there's listing
You can
presentation.
lead gen all you want, but you're listening to the such you never get a contract signed.
These
Right.
follow-up,
Okay.
I think it's different for everyone.
Follow-up, yeah. Okay, so like I said, everything on the left hand side is important as far as building your business, right? But look at the activities that actually turn a prospect into clients. Which activity actually turn prospect into clients?
Consultations.
Thank you. If you look at the process, lead gen and lead follow-up, it's all prior to them becoming a client, right? Because they're just leads. During the process, buyer presentation and listing presentation is when you turn them into clients, no? And then showing homes is after they become a client. Negotiations after they become a client, yes? So like what Tom is saying, you can lead gen all you want, but then if you don't know how to turn those prospects into clients, you have no close transactions, yes? You guys agree? Okay, thank you. Because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today is these 2 most important activities that you can do for your business. It's buyer consultation and listing presentations. Okay. So by a show of hands, I want to know who has a presentation, whether it's buyer's presentation or listing presentation. Thank you. Okay. For those of you that didn't raise your hand, what do? You just wing it, show up and like, hey, sign with me. What do you do? If you don't have a presentation, what do you do?
Show up be pretty.
That's what I said, Thomas. Show up and hey, listen with me. Right? Does that work? Is that working out?
Well, sometimes. Depending on sellers. Pretty boy, that's.
Well, for the people that are not so great, no, I'm just joking. No, okay. I mean, part of it, of course, is your presentation, right? But part of it is what? Is your preparation. You gotta be prepared. Yes. This is why I said yes. My mindset is 95%, but we're talking about the skill set, which is, do you know how to read the contract? Do you know how to negotiate the what do you call that? RPA? Is that what you call it still?
Yeah.
Okay. Back in the days we call it RPA. I don't know what it's called now. Okay, it's been a while. Okay. Anyway, so what I want you to focus on is to master these two, buyer consult and then listing presentation. Okay, and that's what I'm gonna take you through. Let me see. Okay, so for the people that maybe you have a presentation, or if you don't, doesn't matter, okay? But all presentations should have these three most important pillars. Please write it down. Very simple, okay? First is discover. In your presentation, you want to start by first discovering what?
Client wants to.
Thank you.
Pain point
Okay, we're gonna get into that.
or pleasure.
What do they want? That's the first step of your presentation. Do not go into the presentation already telling them about how good you are, for example. Okay? No. Okay? First step is always discover. Yeah? And discover includes uncover their motivation, right? Their pain and pleasure. What are their goals? What are their desires? Why do they want to move? Why now? Why do they need to sell right now? Why? Okay, so that's the first thing you want to build into your sales presentation. Okay, so after that, the second step is educate. This is when you can showcase your expertise. Okay, this is when you can start telling your clients about the proposal, if you will. What do you plan to do once you start working with them? Right, so I broke it down into marketing plan or pricing strategy. Right, this is more towards listing presentation. Right, or sharing with them the process. Hey, what does it look like once you start working with us? The buying process. What does it look like for the selling process? This is where you explain, when you educate them. Okay, what's the last one? After you uncover what they want, after you educate them in the process, what's the last step?
Close.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. It's a very natural process. The next one is just close. Simple. Very, very close. Okay. So the third one is you ask them, you guide them towards taking the next step. Okay. So a lot of agents say, hey, Amy, oh, I'm not good with closing. And I'll tell them, no, that's not true. Because if you just follow these process, closing is a natural step. Right. So instead of a closing problem, you have a what problem?
Vision.
Thank you. Presentation problem. For one, you don't have a presentation. Second, you're not following a process, right? No wonder you didn't turn the prospect into clients. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So we're not gonna go through step by step. But before we get into okay, we'll get into step one. Okay. So step one is discover. You want to learn about the psychology of decision making. You can see it, decision making. Okay. So normally how people make decisions are two motivations. One of these two, someone already said it. It's either what? Thank you. Okay. People are motivated by first is moving towards pleasure. Second is moving away from pain. If you just want to think back for yourself, for example, the last time when you make a decision, okay, whether it's buy something, okay, it's always one of these two things. For a gain, right, something you're gaining, or you want to be away from the pain or loss. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, thank you. And it's the same thing with real estate. So if you want to think about it, when it comes to your client, whether that's buyers or sellers, what are some examples of moving towards pleasures when it comes to buying and selling?
Want to be closer to the kids.
Thank you, right? That's a pleasure that's going to help them to move. Okay, what else?
At the school district.
School district, right? That's also pleasure because they want their kids to go to a certain school. Yeah, what else?
Expecting kids.
Expecting kids. Okay, yeah. Pleasure, yes. Their family is expanding, so they need to buy a bigger home. Yeah, what else? Pleasure.
Closer to the beach.
Yes, that's nice. Yes. Okay. What if they bought a home 5 years ago and now they want to sell because there's equity? They want to what? Cash out. That could be a pleasure for a reason for them to sell now. Yeah. What about the pains? What are some of the reasons why?
Divorce.
Divorce, yes. Pain. Okay.
Someone died.
Someone died, unfortunately, right?
Get away from that homeless again.
I'm sorry?
Get away from that homeless again.
Homeless.
Yeah, a bunch of homeless people live.
Oh, okay. Okay. So their environment, homeless. There's environment. Job loss. Yeah. 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 You guys seen this? Yes. Okay. So now that you know this, okay, how do you build it? Okay. How do you build it into your presentation? Okay. And please write this down. This is so simple, but it's so key. If you don't find the motivation as to why they're moving or buying or selling, there is no decision. No motivation, no decision. If they don't make a decision, then what happens? No
For the client.
No sale. Thank you. Simple, right? No motivation. If you're not able to find out why they're moving or selling, then they won't make a decision to work with you or to move forward, right? To list their home. Then there's no sale. So as the top producer, it's your job to find out what
What the motivation.
a motivation is. Yes? It's your job. Okay. So before you go out and start telling them, hey, I have the solution for your problem, okay, you got to first find out their motivation. So this one, you got to remember that. This is the key to all the presentation. No motivation, no sale. So don't go into teaching them or educating them and telling them how good you are without finding out their motivation. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I hope you remember this. This is important. Okay. So this is the first step, which is the uncover part, right? Finding out their motivation. Before I get into the second step, which is the educate, I want to share something that's really, really powerful. That's going to help you to get a yes at the end. Okay. So like I said earlier, closings, people usually ask for the close when? In the beginning, toward the end, during the sales presentation, when do normally people ask for the sale?
And
At the end, right? At the end. That's an amateur. A top producer who knows how to close, you know when they start closing?
beginning and end.
Throughout the whole presentation. That's what I'm going to show you. This is very powerful because I want you guys to learn this and actually use it, okay? It's called 7 levels of agreement. This is AI generated. Pretty cool, huh? It's like, oh, this is cool.
What is it again?
7 levels of agreement. And I'll explain what that means. And I'm using a ladder as an example because let me ask you this question. When you want to climb a ladder, do you take one step at a time or do you jump all the way to the top? What? 2 at a time. Clarence, he likes skipping. Yeah? Which one?
One step at a time.
One step at a time, right? And eventually you're going to get to the top. Okay. So I like to use this image to illustrate for you. Okay. So there are 7 questions that I'll give you to help you to start getting a yes throughout the presentation. And until the end, it's going to be natural. When you ask them, hey, are you ready to move forward? They're going to say what? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. See what I did for you guys just now? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So take notes. The first one is, I know it's small because there's a lot to fill in here. So hopefully you can see there. The first, yes, you want to start off with it's an easy agreement. Okay. Which is what? This is very easy. Okay. You can say what I just went over. How does that sound? Does that sound good? You see, I'm using them together. How does that sound? Does that sound good? And Okay, I know you guys are taking notes. Jack is up. Okay.
Oh, I'm agreeing. It's like,
Yeah. Okay, so after you guys writing it down, look at me for 1 second. Okay, so this is what you want to do. You want to ask them, how does that sound? Does that sound good? Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I said, does that sound good? Smile and nod. So you don't want to say, does that sound good? Don't do that. Okay. Does that sound good? This is all NLP, like neuro linguistic programming. It's human psychology, right? So as you smile and you said, does that sound good? They're naturally going to say yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Okay. The second one, you want to invite them into the process. What process? Buying process, selling process. Okay. Now, one question you can ask them to get a yes is this. Would you like me to show you how this works? Very simple. Would you like me to show you how this works? So some people would say, oh, I'm looking to buy. Okay. Or I'm thinking about selling. I'm thinking about selling. So before asking for the right agent or things like that, you just ask them, okay, so that sounds great. Would you like me to show you how the buying process works? Do you think they're gonna say no? Do you think they're gonna say no?
No.
Why?
So they want to know how.
Because they already told you their motivation in the beginning, yes? So for example, Cassie said, oh, they want to move closer to the beach, for example. So you can say, hey, Cassie, if I can show you how you can buy a home that's 5 minutes to closer to the beach that you can walk there, would you like me to show you how that works? Do you think they're going to say no? Of course not, because they told you what they wanted and you just said it back to them. Do you guys see that? Of course, you're going to get a yes. No, I like to call this as no-brainer yeses. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm giving you some questions, but when you get back home, you can also come up with some questions that you can use. Okay? All right. Third one is you want to check their perspective. What does that mean? You want to get check-in from them. Check-in. So during the presentation, you want to get mini check-ins. You don't want to just, do you guys see when I'm talking to you, I said, does that make sense? Do you guys see that? I'm also getting a check-in from you guys because I don't want to lose you guys during the presentation. Same thing with your listing presentation and your buyer's consult. Don't just be talking at them. Engage. Yes? Thank you. Are you open to the idea? Okay, this is just check-in. Okay. Number 4, we want to see if they understand what you're saying. And this one is very conversational, right? Does that make sense to you? I just went through the pricing strategy. I just went through the marketing plan. Does that make sense to you? Are you guys following along?
Yes.
Do you guys see what I did there?
Yes.
I love it. See? Yes. Yes. We become yes man and yes woman. Okay. Number 5, you want to confirm their motivation. Okay. So again, this is repeating what they told you their motivation was, right? In the first step. What I'm hearing you said is you want to live closer to the beach. You want to get closer to your grandkids. You want to move, you want to sell, you want to relocate. Right? Is that right? Yes, of course, because that they just told you that. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Number 6, you want to create logical agreement. Okay. Would you agree, Mr. Seller and Mr. Buyer? What happened? Would you agree that whatever the approach, right, could help you achieve that? Okay. I want you guys to think, in what circumstances can you use number 6? Would you agree that this could help you achieve that? Under what circumstances can you use that? during your presentation with the buyer or seller?
Talking about when?
Yeah,
Like right after
for example,
then education.
like give me an actual example. You guys just blanked out.
What was the question?
Can you give me an example of when you can use this sentence right there and during your presentation to get a yes from the buyer or seller?
Maybe talk about pricing or making the most amount.
Exactly, right? So for example, you can say, my job is to get you top dollar, right? For the seller. Yes, yes, my job is to get you top dollar. And one of the ways we do that is to get multiple offer situation. When we in a also multiple offer situations, what happens? Right? There's different buyers submitting offers, and ultimately the price will go up. Yes. Okay. Can you see how this multiple offer situation could help you to get more money for your pocket, whatever. Can you see that? Yes. Okay. This is an example. Okay. So I'm sharing with you how you can use this during your presentation to get a yes. So it's not like you're asking your buyer or seller these questions. You're not interrogating them. Interrogating them. You're not like asking them back to back. No, this is all weave in your conversation. Okay, very natural. So they don't even know. The last one is guide them to the next step, obviously. Okay, which is what?
Sign.
Sign. We're gonna change that word.
Okay.
Thank you. We're gonna talk about that. Okay, no signing. No signing here. Okay. When people think about signing, they feel what? Nervous sometimes, right? So we're not gonna use that word. So the question you can ask them is, hey, if I could show you, Mr. Seller, Mr. Buyer, would you be open? You ask them, if I could show you how to net more money when you're selling your home, would you be open to move forward? You see, I'm still not asking for the commitment yet. I just ask, would you be open? Right? Would you be open? Yes? Would you be open? Yes, makes sense? Okay. So I want you to, again, this is your assignment. Okay. Should you accept it? Is when you go back home, I want you to come up with different questionnaires that you can build into your presentation. Okay, because you're already doing the presentation, but now you're just intentionally choosing to put that in to get a yes throughout the presentation. Okay? Yes, makes sense?
Yes.
Are we good?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, so now we can move to step 2, which is educate. Okay, so again, I'm just wanted to reemphasize, this is not the 7 levels of agreement. It's not just for the discover stuff. This is for all the presentation, but I want to mention it here so you can use it through the whole presentation. Yes? Okay. All right, let's get moving. So step 2 is educate. This is where you want to, there are 2 things, okay? Facts help you to build confidence. Stories build connections. Write that down first. So there's a saying called stories sell facts. What? Everybody's still writing. Okay, I'll give you some.
So what's the last word?
Oh, you can't see. Stories built on confidence, connection. Yeah. Oh, you can't see. Right. Facts built on confidence, stories built on connection. So there's a saying that stories sell facts. Thank you, Jack. Oh my God, someone knows. Have you guys heard that before?
Back to one.
No? Oh my God, you guys need to take some sales trainings besides mine, of course. But you guys need to take some basic sales training. Stories sell, facts tell. What that means is usually you don't want to talk about facts because it just tell you facts. Okay. But because you guys we're in real estate, right? I would say that you actually want to build in both of them into your presentation because that's why I put in here, right? First, you want to show data, right? What are the homes that recently sold in the area in the past 6 months, right? You need to show data in real estate. Okay, so you do that. After you do that, you want to weave in with your stories, meaning your client success stories. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I also did that in my presentation. You guys remember the past 3 weeks? You guys saw? Yes? Don't remember? Okay. There's a reason why. Because you can tell them all about the statistics. But when you can show them about an actual client's story, they can relate. Right? So you can say, hey, last time when we had a multiple offer situation, the listing price was 600 and then ultimately we ended up going at 650. For example, right? So you can tell them the actual story. So don't make it up. I'm sure you guys have tons of stories, right? So build your presentation into facts and also stories. Yes? Any of you guys right now is doing that? Yes? Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Good. Okay. Yes? Top producer should be doing that. Okay? If you're not, put that in now. Okay? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
He sold them on like 80 yeses at the
Are you counting? Are you counting?
yes.
See? All right. So the second step towards education is you want to demonstrate your expertise. Okay. This is when you can demonstrate what you know. Right? Hopefully you know the market. Hopefully you know the market trend. You know the most recent sold. Yes. Because hopefully this is where you can demonstrate that. Okay. And then how you do it is through three things: marketing plan, pricing strategy, or just a general buying and selling process, right? So if they have never bought a home, or even if they have bought a home, you can still go through the buying process with them, right? Just like a refresher. When things have changed from the last time they bought a house, right? Okay. So this is the educate portion. Any questions on this? No. Okay. First, no. Thank you. No questions. No? Okay, cool. We can move to the third step. Yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. So the last step is very simple. It's close. Okay. So I'm just going to break it down for you. You're just going to ask for the decision. What is their decision? Okay. Decision for what? Before you ask them for the sale, you want to get a commitment towards their motivation. Okay. So you're asking for the decision is actually for their decision towards whether they want to buy or sell. Does that make sense? Not to ask for decision to work with you yet, because now you're reconfirming. Okay, Mr. Seller, this is what you're telling me. This is what you want, because you're trying to get another yes before you ask for the ultimate yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how you want to do this is through just ask them. Okay. So you just ask them after you share with them. Okay, so you're telling me that you want to buy a home in the next 6 months because you want to get closer to your grandkids. Is that right? Yes. Perfect. Okay. Are you ready to take the next step? That's it. Simple. Do you guys think that's hard?
No.
No. Right? That's why closing is not hard. It's simply just asking, are you ready to move forward? That's it. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. But what's going to come up in the closing process? Let me ask you guys. What comes up usually during the closing?
Objection.
Thank you. Objections, yes? That's part of the sales process. So don't be surprised. Oh my God, Amy, the seller give me an objection. That's part of the process. So don't be surprised, right? But I don't want you to anticipate it, but be prepared because that's part of the process. Okay? All right. So how do you handle objection? Oh, this one is gonna, I really hope that you guys are implementing this, and I hope that this can help you to close more deals. Okay. Because this is a game changer. How do you normally handle objections? Let me ask you guys.
Get offended with grace.
Did you hear Brian? He said, get offended. And then Jack says, oh, with grace. Huh? With how? I don't want to say. Which one are you guys? You guys get offended or you get with grace? What do you think top producers do
Reflect.
when they get objections? What do you think top producers do?
Circle it.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, Brian.
I want to ask one, I want to isolate it, find the tension.
Yeah, exactly.
Find it from all objections.
Exactly. So how do you do that? Well, circle back to the motivation again. Remember I said, no motivation, no decision, no sale. All right. So for example, I'll give you an example. Okay. So if the buyer wants to say, oh, I want to think about it, right? They say that a lot. I want to think about it. Okay, sure, Mr. Buyer. So you mentioned that you want to buy closer to the beach so you can, I don't know, hang out with your grandkids, right? You said that earlier. Okay. How soon would you like to make that happen? 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? Don't you want to spend time with your grandkids sooner? You see what I'm doing? You're getting back to their motivation. You're telling them, hey, I thought this is what you want. Everybody, they want something sooner than later, right? Yeah. This is how you want to handle your objections, is through their motivations. Again, this is why it's so important to find out their motivation in the first place. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is key. So then after you find out, after you handle the objections by their motivations, what do? You address it, right? With confidence. You don't get offended, right? Okay. And then I want to talk about what Brian just said now. Okay. This is obviously more advanced sales technique or closing technique, is that you want to isolate, right? So if they're saying that, hey, I want to wait. So then you want to ask them, okay, so is that the only reason that's stopping you from moving forward today? Right? That's called isolation. Is that the only thing? Or is there anything in my presentation that's preventing you from moving forward? Do you see? You're asking, isolating that. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
Yes, yes?
They
Okay.
always say the price is too high. Is that the only thing, right?
Yeah, right. So besides the price, right? Is there everything else sounds good that we can ready to move forward? Besides the price.
We do this so that we're not surprised by more objections and they're not going down a freaking rabbit hole and just coming up with more fears, right?
Yeah.
We want to isolate and be like, okay, that's it. Cool. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
If we figure it out, awesome. Let's move forward, right?
Yeah.
But we can't figure it out. Then that's fine. Whatever. On to the next. No big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But that's part of becoming a top producer, right? Learning how to close. Yes. Yes. With ease. Okay, cool. Any questions on this? The 3 steps? What are the 3 steps for the presentation that you want to build in?
Discover, educate, close.
Thank you. Discover their motivation, educate, right? Them. And then third is close. Okay. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. How much time? Oh, we have 1:15. Do you guys still have time for 5 minutes, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian. Well, what I want to share with you is actually a technique, like I mentioned last week, that all athletes use, or all top producers use, that help them to prime their minds, right? Using the technique called visualization. Okay, so athletes, I use a gold medal. What they do is they visualize the success of as a champion, right? When they are in the Olympics before it happens. Okay, so it's called a visualization exercise. But last week, I also talked about how you can use a technique called mental rehearsal to overcome your imposter syndrome, right? So I want to help you to differentiate the difference between mental rehearsal and visualization. And at the end, I'm gonna go take you through a process that combines the two. Okay? All right. So mental rehearsal focuses on performance. So like I said, if you want to scale up in your sales presentation, buyer's presentation, you could actually mentally run through it in your mind. Okay? Before I know do you guys still do role plays?
All the time.
Yes.
Really? Everybody is so quiet. Really? Oh, okay. They're so quiet. They're like, no, no. I don't know, man. Okay. Okay. No, no time to go into that. I just want to make sure. Okay. So you can role play physically with someone, right? You can also role play in your mind. Okay. What does that mean? You can role play how it is going through a presentation with the buyer and the seller. Do you guys do that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is just a list of things that you can practice using mental rehearsal. Okay. Let me just list it. Oh, okay. So you can see the difference. So remember, mental rehearsal is performance based. So for example, you want to practice buyer's presentation, listing presentation. You want to rehearse how you clearly communicate your commission, right? You want to hear yourself behaving like a top producer. Okay? Embody how a top producer talks, stands, carry themselves. So this is through the mental rehearsal technique. Okay. So this will also help you to build confidence. You're like, oh, Amy, I've never worked with a client. There you go. You can do that. Okay. And then versus visualization on the right-hand side is outcome-based. What does that mean? What are some examples of some outcomes you want to see happen?
Lots of money.
Contract signed.
Thank you. Lots of money. Makes sense. Contract signed. Yep. How about offer accepted? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Commission check.
Commission.
Okay. Commission. Yeah. Money. Yes. You could.
Just go straight to the checks.
Why not? Why not? But obviously, there's times when you need to stepping stone, right? You gotta, hey, like before you get your offer accepted, you can visualize getting your offer accepted. Yes, right? So stepping stone. Okay. All right. So what can you visualize? Visualize yourself with your ideal client. Some of you is like, oh, Amy, I don't have any clients right now. Well, visualizing you working with them right now. Can you not? Yes. 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 You can see them in your mind. Okay, see how easy the conversation goes. See how easy they sign the paperwork. Okay, they okay the paperwork. I'll take that back. They okay the paperwork. Okay, what else can you see? You can see them winning the listings, right? Closing escrows and happy clients and getting checks. Yes, you can see all that. Okay, you can see yourself shaking hands with your clients, right? They say, thank you so much, Andy, for helping me buying a home. Guess what? I have another referral for you, right? You can hear that. Okay. Imagine more opportunities, referrals, you see, income coming in. You can do that. Okay. You can also visualize the lifestyle recognition as the top producer. So before Brian got his icon status, right, Brian? I had you visualize the icon image, right? Got you print out an image of the icon. Yeah. If that's what you want.
Like, painting out to myself.
I send it to you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I send it to you.
Actually, yeah, you did it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that email again. So,
Congrats.
yeah.
See, this is how it works. So what happened was I sent an email to Brian saying, congratulations, you're the top producer icon status. This is way before he was one. Right? And then he visualized that. Obviously, he still did the work, obviously. Yes. But this helps set your mind towards focusing on what you want. Cool. All right. Do you guys want to give this a try? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
2
No.
minutes.
Hey, no, it's fine. I mean, it's up to you guys.
I
Yeah.
knew.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
If we don't do it, are you gonna go home and sit down and you guys know what to do?
Nope.
Okay, then. So do you guys want to do this or no? If you guys don't want to do it, that's fine. We can end here.
Let's do it.
Do it.
3 minutes.
Thank you. Okay? All right, ready? Well, if you guys want to do it, then you cannot look at your phone. You cannot look at your computer. If you guys gonna do this, yes?
You gotta close your eyes.
Yes.
Be quiet for 3 minutes.
Thank you. How about I will let you want to leave? Let Thomas leave.
Riley.
I need some fucking quiet for 3 minutes.
Hey, don't man.
Oh.
Don't fall asleep. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So sit back in your chair. Sit back. Sit back. Sit back. Relax. Relax. Don't fall asleep on me though. Okay. Relax. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. And then now take a deep breath in through your nose. And then out to your mouth. So one more time. Into your nose. Out to your mouth. Okay. Now I want you to imagine you are already a top producer. Okay. I want you to see yourself driving the car as you would if you are already the top producer. What kind of car would you drive? What does that look like? What color is it? What brand is it? What's the shape? How does it drive? So I want you to actually now get inside the car. Okay. Sitting in the driver's seat. And drive to an appointment. Okay, whether that's a buyer consultation or listing presentation. Okay. And as you're driving there in the car, I want you to feel the confidence that you have. I want you to visualize the end goal. What's the goal here of this presentation? Do you want to see the client signing the document? Do you want to see the client shaking hands and say, yes, I'm ready to work with you? What do you want to see happen? Okay. And now you actually arrived in front of the house where you're meeting them. Okay. I want you to step outside the car. And I want you to go in front of the front door and ring the doorbell. Ding dong. Okay. And then you see the seller or the buyer open the door. Let's focus on the sellers today. Okay. You see them opening the door and you say, Mr. Seller, I am so-and-so. And then the seller opened the door and says, come on in. And they take you through their home. They show you their kitchen. They walk around the homes. And they tell you what upgrades they've done to the house. Now you finally are sitting down in the kitchen table. Okay, sitting right next to the seller. And this is when you take out your listing presentation and you start to go through the presentation with the seller. You first ask them their motivations. So, Mr. Seller, why are you looking to sell? Where are you moving to? And they will tell you what their motivations are. Okay. After you know their motivations, now you share with them the statistics, some market updates. Next, you share with them some success stories of your past clients, that you help them to sell a home that sold for top dollar. And naturally, the next step, everything sounds great. Okay. And you're getting yeses along the way. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Can you see how this process help you towards your goal? Yes. Okay. Beautiful. So this is when you go for the close. Mr. Seller, are you ready to move forward? Am I the right agent to help you to sell the home? And in your mind's eye, you hear the seller says, yes, I'm ready. Okay. Now they went ahead and okayed the paperwork. Now you've got listing sign. Now I want you to stand up and shake their hand. Okay. Thank you, seller, Mr. Seller, for your time. And now I'm going to get to work for you. Now I want you to see yourself stepping out of their home and getting into your car. How does that feel? You just got a listing appointment. You just got a listing agreement signed at a commission of 3, 4, 5%, whatever it is. How does that feel? Really get into that feeling. Feel confident? Feel like you're unstoppable? Do you feel like the top producer? Okay. Now I want you to take a deep breath in. Exhale. Oh. One more time. Inhale. Exhale through your nose. Open your eyes and come back. Did you guys?
Good trip. Good trip.
Good trip.
Good trip.
Thank you for the music. I don't know who did that. Who did that? Brian?
Yeah.
There.
Thank you, Clarence. I usually put music on, but obviously I can't do that. But how was that, guys? Yeah, did you guys see it?
Philadelphia.
You see? This is how powerful this is. You should do that every day. Right, Thomas? Thomas has been doing that every day. Okay. So I'll end with this. Okay. I know, thank you guys for your time. I know it took a little bit longer, but I'll end with this. So some of you have wanting to book a call with me that haven't had the chance. So I want to give you the last opportunity to do so. If you want, go ahead, and again, I already spoke to some of you actually. So when we actually sit down together, we actually create a plan for you to get to your goal to become the top producer. Okay. So if you're serious about becoming the top producer, I would love to help you to get there. Okay. With that, thank you for your time. And I hope you learned something. And I hope you're going to implement what you learned. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you.